Hi, this is Carlos Cousins. The present entity writing question is a bit confusing if you don't know the rules here for how the test wants you to write sentences, if that makes sense. We have a sentence that looks perfectly fine. Coubertin came up with the idea of reviving the Olympic Games as a truly international competition in 1889, and he had spent the next 5 years gathering together athletes. The problem is, because we have a time given that something was done in 1889, we can't then follow that with he had spent the next 5 years because we're going from past to somehow a further past, and it seems to be out of order. Every time that they have time provided, you would just skip this and say and spent the next 5 years. But that's we want it in in just the regular past, so that our first answer choice would be wrong. The second one, in 1889 and comma, then he spent. The problem with that is we want, if we were going to say this, we want and then to exist sort of as their own unit. We want the comma before or after. Uh, well, if it's after, then also before. But we want and then together. We never want to split those with a comma. So that's convention there. So B would be wrong. Answer C has this ing ending thing that, again, we want to avoid at all costs. Um, Spending, comma, he had spending, comma, the next 5 years. That wouldn't make sense either. It would have been better to have a comma here and then have spending without the comma. But again, that ing ending should be a big red flag. And then we're left with this last one. It's a little longer than spending, but it's correct. In 1889, comma, and he spent. This is great because and what it does is it separates two independent clauses from each other. So we've got Coubertin came up with the idea. So we've got subject, and Coubertin came up would be the verb and the idea would be the object. Then we've got and, which links this other independent clause with he, the subject, and spent the verb, and the next 5 years the object, etc., etc. So because both of these have subject verbs, we're going to need the word and here, separating two independent clauses. And for all the other reasons, these don't make sense either. So I hope that helps with this problem, and happy prepping.